Welcome back. If you watched the last video about the 240SX, you know that we slammed it down on some coilovers. It's looking pretty, but we have some issues. The first issue we're going to work on is the exhaust. So my exhaust right now, as the car sits, is laying on the ground. The frame rails have about, I don't know, maybe an inch or two, three inches or so. So I want to try to get the exhaust raised up so at least it's at the same level as the frame rails, and see what happens. So I do know that, first of all, where my catback part of my exhaust attaches to my downpipe, there's only one bolt in that because it didn't quite line up right, because I made the downpipe and I didn't have a welder at that time. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. The second part is there is a hanger in the very back by the muffler that is broken. So right now the exhaust is hanging a little lower than it should be anyway. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go under there and we're going to see how much we can tighten it up. We might have to cut some off of the downpipe and shorten the downpipe up. I don't really remember because it was a long time ago when I made it. So we're going to try to get that straightened out first. And then the second goal of this video is going to be getting my interior put back together. So I have a couple issues with the interior. First of all, it's gone. A lot of it is gone. It's laying in the back here in this terrible pile. So I want to get all that bolted back in and get it looking nice. My second issue is these seats, which are just some cheap seats. They're probably not what I'm going to end up using in the end, but I needed something to put in here because my stock seats were shot. They have sliders on them right now, and the sliders make the seats way too high. So we're going to go ahead and take these seats out and take them off the sliders, and hopefully that'll be low enough to do what we got to do. If not, we have a welder now, so we can make our own seat brackets if we need to. But I'm going to start with getting the car jacked up. Hopefully, going to be a little tricky because it is so low right now. I can't even fit my low profile jack underneath of the differential without having the car drove up on some kind of blocks. But I have not built ramps yet, so I don't know how this is going to go. All right, so got the car jacked up as high as I can possibly get right now with what I got. And now we can see the extent of what is going on. So as you can see, my downpipe, which connects right there, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the downpipe's pretty tight. And then we start working our way back here. I'm gonna go get my light. Where's it going, babe? Anything? It's like drizzling outside, so I don't know how much I'm gonna get to work on anyway. All right, so there's where my downpipe attaches. It's hard to see, but that is really tight. Where it starts to slack is right here where this flex joint is. Obviously it's nice to have a flex joint so the engine vibrations don't break the welds on your exhaust. And then you can see it's hanging really low right here. We can go up another good 2 or 3 inches right here. You can see there's a whole space up here. And then as we head back, you can see it can go up towards the sway bar a little bit more. And then past about there is probably okay. Yeah. But the problem is there's a bunch of hangers broke back there. So, yeah. What I think we're going to do first is try to get this back portion rehung. And yeah, I don't know. It's all really low. So I don't know what we're going to do. We might have to cut some of this back here too. That way we can squeeze it all up tighter. But I think what I'm going to do is I might have some rubber hangers. So I think I'm going to go ahead and grab those and get the back put back up to where it's supposed to be. And probably get it unbolted and see what we're going to need to do. Alright, so I have my whole exhaust off. This part looks like it's going to go back up and it's going to fit fine as far as above the frame rails. I think it's just this end down here that connects to my mid pipe. So we're going to go ahead and get this piece hung back up with some new grommets and see what we get after that. So the camera kind of died yesterday, but I'll show you what we got going on. First of all, Oh yes, you can't even see the frickin' exhaust. It's higher than the frame rails. I love it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So the only thing we got to fix still now, well, first of all, I'll show you what I did. Basically, I welded, oh gosh, how did spiders make webs under here in one freaking night? Lovely. So you can see that hanger right there that I still need to cut off. I welded 2 new hangers up there at the back and got that up as high as possible. I got the tow hook out of there. And then basically that support right there and this support right here were the stock ones. But what was happening was the exhaust kept falling down this way. So I added that support on that side, and that's what holds it up there real tight. I think we're out of the way of all moving parts. Hopefully it's not too close to anything. So yeah, all that's pretty good. The only other thing I'm going to do is probably put another hanger up here in the top somewhere. But anyway, this is the part we have to fix now. Now this was messed up before, but as you can see, these bolts don't line up. This actually lines up still pretty freaking good, but these bolts don't line up. So, and that was actually like that before. So I'm basically just going to cut this right here, rotate this pipe, weld it back up, and I think at that point we'll be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. And yep, and then I got a new gasket to put in there, and then we should be good to go. So I'm all done with the exhaust. As you can see, the tip is a lot closer without the tow hook there. Oh, if we climb under, you can see my whole exhaust there. Here is some of my welds. They're not the prettiest thing. Didn't even bother cleaning them up. There's one of my hangers I welded on up there, but they are functional. And it looks like it's pretty much above my frame rails everywhere. So hopefully we don't hit anything when we lower it, which we shouldn't, because the back's actually set right now because the wheels are sitting on the blocks, not on jack stands. So we should be good. But I'm going to go ahead and lower it, and then we'll check out how much clearance we have. Shoo! This thing gets me every time. It looks so good lowered. It's so impractical, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to drive. But, okay, I literally have not looked yet. First look at what the clearance is like. Oh no. The flex tube is still pretty low. Oh, man. It's only about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. But the rest of it looks good. I can't even see it. Yeah, that flex pipe. Ugh. That flex pipe's pretty close. Let's see, can I get my fingers on there? No. Okay, well, yeah. We're probably gonna end up raising the car up a little bit anyway, so I'm not really too worried about it. The front is really low right now. So yeah, we're probably gonna end up we're gonna have to raise it up a little bit anyway. But yeah, we're all set. So now what I got to do is work on the interior, I guess. Not excited about that because it's a big old mess. But as you can see, the front's not too bad. But the back is a disaster. And I don't know where any of the bolts are. So this will be fun. Plus there's a lot of tools back there. So we're going to get all those out. I'm going to put that back together. I'm not going to bore you with that. So we'll use some movie magic and all right, so there we go. Interior pretty much put back together. I'm missing carpet, but yeah, everything else is good to go. My back seat. So when I installed my battery, and I'll show you guys now that my trunk is clean, I installed this battery box right here in the middle of my axle, and unfortunately I installed it too close. As you can see, the back seat won't snap in, so we're gonna have to move that back. I still have all these parts, which are kick panels for the front, steering column, glove box, that kind of stuff to put back in. But yeah, all in all, it's pretty much back together, and it's looking like a car again. So I'm going to end this video off here. In the next video, we are going to be working on the Datsun truck. It's been a little while since I posted the video before this one, so but I got a new bead roller. I also got a new welder, and we're going to be putting those to work this weekend at the Datsun truck, and hopefully we'll get something done. I don't know exactly what it's going to be. Possibly new firewall, or we might start working on the floor pans, or a little bit of both. So stay tuned for that. We're going to get back on the Datsun and say goodbye to Alice for right now. I'll see you guys on the next one.